Yeah. Yeah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to NJPW Puroresu Review. I am your co-host, Andre C., and right here to my right on the screen, my left in real life, is Melball. How are we doing today?
Hey, we're doing pretty good, Andre. It is Halloween today when we're recording. It is my witching hour, so to speak. My time of the year. This is my favorite time of the year. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I can't complain too much.
Awesome. And we've been taking in some amazing wrestling for this last tournament. Always seems though every time we turn around, we've got another tournament coming out of NJPW here, man. This one is going to be about
in Japan are crazy.
This one is for the newly minted World TV title. Is that the right order? TV World title?
I just call it the NJPW Television Championship or the IWGP Television. Whatever. It literally says New Japan World on it, so it's the New Japan World title to me. So.
The world is our wonder.
Yeah. Before we kick the full off, I want to give a big shout out to Rogue Energy. Thank you for sponsoring this show. If you scan the QR code down in the bottom, and Mel's got the Mina Shirakawa special, as we call it, water bottle there. If you scan the QR code down in the bottom, or grab the link at the bottom of the screen and use code OLEPODS, you get 10% off your order. And so we are going to move on to a very energetic tournament. So go in this, especially a few of these matches, were very quick. So they're not time wise, but they were the intensity in them were really, really 100%. Crazy. And we started with a very interesting match I found in Toru Yano versus the Great Okan. Now this one was interesting to say the least. It's a lot of Yano's regular comedy shtick, but with Okan acting the way he did, he very much turned Yano into his wrestler style for a little bit in this match.
And then, very, very much so.
Yeah, and right off the top, we got the worst ring announcer in history, Gideon Gray announcing the Great Okan in the ring. But what I do like about this is it puts a feature on the Great Okan. By having someone else, especially doing it in English in Japan, I think it's a big feature for his character in how I feel about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree. It does kind of give us English viewers something to listen to in regards to the Great Okan. He does overwhelmingly seem to be the mouthpiece for the faction. Otherwise, it's nice to see that Gideon Gray has something to do other than lose. In this tour.
It seems like it, yeah.
Yeah. Though we gotta say, I mean, Kevin Kelly, be nicer, man. Simmer your boobies there.
Yeah, he's really been mean. I understand Chris Charlton, they're both from the same country, and they're both from England. He hates the upper class. Whatever, that's one thing. But Kevin Kelly, he just shits all over him for no apparent reason.
That is the definition of savage right there, Mr. Kelly. Something I did note about this match right away was the throwing of the turnbuckles. Yano is typically... Yano's always known for taking at least one off. Here, it felt like he was going for all of them and just almost pinata-ing them at Okan, having to avoid them on the outside there. I did feel that this match was overall almost like a straight-up wrestling match for these two guys, going to some of their amateur roots.
Yano had his goofy stuff where he did tape the braid to the barricade on the outside, and Gideon Gray did get it unwrapped, and Khan made it back. And that's when he wrapped his braid, then he's going to get back in, and that's where Yano whipped the corner pad at him, knocking him down. But he did get back in at 19. But and then so Khan chokes Yano with the braid, and Marty Asami will not count the pin. This is again, do your goddamn job. Count the pin. He's pinning him. Count the pin. And this isn't the only time I'm going to shit on Marty Asami on this podcast. he screws up later on. And I'm nah. Yeah, well, he doesn't screw up, and it's this. This is why I can point to Marty Asami sucks at his job.
Takes bumps like a good wrestler, though.
Yeah. Oh, very much so. But yeah, I honestly thought they did a good job, both men, with the wrestling. Yano pulling a lot of his crap. In the end, Khan goes for the eliminator, and the lights just go out. And then on the outside, a mysterious man in a purple costume appears. Nobody knows what's going on, and
of strange size and stature, yes.
And Kevin Kelly starts going, "Oh, I know who that is!" And he pulls up the mask. It's the Great Muta. Yeah, Muta is there, and he spits the green mist into the face of Okan, who tries to get in his face, and Yano rolls him up and gets the win. Again, a very Yano way to win a match, 100%, in my opinion.
I have to agree. It was a very nice way to have both men still kind of coming out of the match looking strong, and now we have the chance to see the Great Okan again going against the Great Muta,
which would be especially with.
Yeah, and considering this is Muta's kind of last kind of hoorah within the, or at least he claims his last hoorah within professional wrestling right now. I personally can't wait to see these two kind of tangle up. I'm disappointed it is going to be a 6-person tag, but hey, better in something than nothing at all, right?
Hey, and only a couple of days after this, Muta got announced to be facing WWE superstar Shinsuke Nakamura. At the Noah January 1st Noah New Year card. So that's going to and then he's got Sting later on in the month in his final match. I think he's teaming with Sting or something like that. But that, Muta's got a path towards the end here. And I'm glad he's doing a match in New Japan because, again, New Japan is a big part of his history. This is where he started. This is where he got his fame. And then there was contention, and he left, went to, I think it was 0-1. And yeah, so you look at it, and I'm very happy he's back, and I'm very happy to see him work with guys like Great Okan and Jeff Cobb. I'm very excited to see that.
Moving on to our next
and Aaron Hanare too.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
I no shade on Aaron Hanare. I very much enjoy this. Moving on to the other match on the October 26th show, it was Ren Narita taking on Tomohiro Ishii. Shibata Jr. taking on one of Shibata's biggest rivals in Tomohiro Ishii, in my opinion. I absolutely thought this was a barn burner. I think this is the match I took the most notes for because there was so much to take notes for because the constant striking. They were just beating the living hell. Ishii would throw one hard one, putting Narita down, but then Narita would come back and just hit 4 just brutal shots to equal Ishii. And I thought the slap exchanges, the belly to belly suplexes from Narita looked so good. This kid is getting just absolutely phenomenal, and he's only a few weeks into his return to New Japan proper. But if you watched him all through his run over in North America, he was doing absolutely phenomenal. And I love the fact that they're creating a new Shibata with him.
I have to agree. I've been a huge fan of Narita since his Young Lion days. He just seemed to have that drive and that passion and that just dedication to what it is that he's doing. And you're absolutely right. He is a Shibata Jr. He literally looks like Shibata at 21.
I just realized our background's been wrong the entire damn time.
It's so pretty though. But yeah, Narita in this match.
There it is. I got it fixed. Sorry.
In this match, Narita was wrestling, I thought, very, very smart against Ishii. And I think that goes into the history that Shibata does have with Ishii. He undoubtedly coached Narita before this to get him to know what it is that that he needs to do to take Ishii down. And you're absolutely right. They were just feeding each other the entire time. One of my notes here there is that just Ishii fed Narita the whole match, but Narita managed to keep up. And it was that belly-to-belly suplex at the end that allowed Narita to get that pin on Ishii. Is that called the Narita special still?
Yes, that's at least what Kevin Kelly's calling it, is the Narita special. I really love, like, Ishii was going for this vertical drop brainbuster, and Narita fights out, hits a roundhouse kick, and then hits that Narita special to get the 3. I absolutely loved it. Like, I have been such a, like, just in the few matches I've seen of Narita since coming back, and again, I was locked in on this kid before, but he is just, like, I'm like, this man needs to win this title. I truly believe that they built that this title is going to be Ren Narita's. Now, we'll get to who's eventually going to be there, but I want Ren Narita to win out this tournament. I think he is absolutely phenomenal in what he is doing, and I think this kid is going to be a star for this company.
I'm not going to disagree with you there. I mean, this kid, again, has been on my radar since he was a young lion. So, everything you're saying there is everything I've already thought.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to the next match. This one took place on the October 27th show for New Japan's Battle Autumn Tour. And it's Yoshi-Hashi versus Evil. Now, I had a lot of problems with this match. Like, I have a lot of problems with a lot of Evil matches. Where actually on the last show, I did say I actually enjoyed the Evil match. I didn't dislike it as much as I usually do.
And then this match happened.
And then this happened. Oh boy, did this match happen? Oh boy,
no amount of Yoshi-Hashi screaming could save this match.
Yeah, again, Yoshi-Hashi showed up to play, and he, like, since G1, and we always say Yoshi-Hashi shows up for the G1.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he's been showing up ever since. Like, Yoshi-Hashi and a lot of his single stuff that he's been doing has been really, really good. He's been really impressed me. I don't have my hate for Yoshi-Hashi like I used to. I think he's been showing up consistently wrestling, very good match running. He showed up as best he could in this match, but it was all about the Evil bullshit.
Like, the Evil shenanigans.
Legitimately, when they were circling each other to start the match, Togo grabbed Yoshi-Hashi's foot. Like, not even 5 seconds in, he grabbed the foot. That's when this match, I was just like, okay, it's all about this crap. And, like, right off the hop, he's taken to the Yoshi's taken to the outside. He gets thrown in the barricade. Evil chokes him with a chair on the floor until the ref has to break it up. Why there wasn't a disqualification right there, I don't know. But it's all this stuff. And then he's being choked with the chair. And it's, again, the ref is Marty Asami again. So he's being choked with
damn it, Marty.
This is to Great Khan choked Yano, but Marty wouldn't count a pin. So Evil chokes Yoshi-Hashi with a chair, goes back in the ring. Marty Asami follows him and starts counting out Yoshi-Hashi. Marty Asami doesn't know how to do his job. Like,
according to Kevin Kelly, he can't drive either.
Yes, and so he won't count after a choke. He won't do a pinfall count after a choke, but he'll do a 20 count after a choke, illegal choke. Marty Asami sucks at his job. Simple as that. I still love you, Marty Asami, but come on, man. Consistency, dude. Jesus. But yeah, there was some good stuff. Like Yoshi-Hashi had some great spots where I thought when he got that rolling karma, I thought he was going to win this. But it was all about again, the turnbuckle pads come off again. You see it with Yano, you see it with Kenta, you see it with Evil, you see it with Yujiro, you see it with all of them, and I'm just, again, Yano's I can take because he's a goof, but they're not playing Evil to be a goof. They're playing Evil to be serious, and he's coming off like a complete goof to me.
I have to agree. I mean, the only notes that I really had with this was shenanigans, Dick Togo, And Yoshi-Hashi attempting to wrestle smart by taking out Dick Togo, but not so smart in taking out the ref. I believe that's where the match did kind of take a turn for him. He was not able to recover at that point, and then Evil was able to follow up with everything is evil to end the monstrosity.
Yoshi technically taking out the ref, though. Evil threw the ref to Yoshi. Yoshi caught him, so Yoshi pushed him back towards Evil, and that's where Evil threw him into the corner, and that's what took Marty down. And then Evil ran Yoshi into the exposed buckle. And hit him with everything is evil and got the win. He threw him and then hit the low blow. Then they ran him into the exposed corner and hit everything is evil.
But I mean, you don't have to mention the low blows. Isn't them low blows in wrestling now? That's how everyone wins. It's like a super kick.
It's the evil special though. He constantly hits low blows, and I think. Gato has does a wonderful job booking this company for 99% of it. That let's say 95% of it. But that 5% of House of Torture and some of Kenta stuff,
it's Bullet Club now. That's unfortunately what they are doing to the Bullet Club faction.
Look at Jay White. He's not doing that shit. Gato interferes a little bit, but
but you mentioned Kenta, you mentioned Yujiro, you mentioned Evil. That's all Bullet Club.
But the rest of Bullet Club isn't. That's the other thing. The other Kenta and House of Torture are the ones doing it. And
they're certainly not unendorsing it either, though.
I know, but you got a guy like Taiji Ishimori. He's wrestling wonderful matches and not having to pull this shit. That's where House of Torture.
He's pulling his own shit.
Yes, but not to the degree of what Evil, what Yujiro, what Sho, what Togo, and to a degree what Kenta does. He's still wrestling smart for most of his matches, not pure cheating. That's what I'm getting tired of.
Fair enough.
I love most of what Gato books, but except this shit.
Fair enough. So from here, we should probably shout out. Yeah, I was going to say.
I wasn't sure where you were going, so I was like, going somewhere. But
from here, we're going to shout out our amazing sponsor, Rogue Energy Drink. Here is the Shirakawa Special, $17.99 on RogueEnergy.com there. However, if you use our promotion code OLEPODS there, you can get 10% off of this bad boy, as well as 6 little samples that would come inside. You can't tell with what I have in here, but I do have the cookies and cream protein in here right now. It's a little sweet, but it tastes exactly like I'm eating an Oreo. So that's
exactly what cookies and cream is supposed to be. It's an Oreo.
Exactly. While you're eating healthy or drinking healthy, you want to feel like you're not.
Oh God, yes, that's the hardest part of me. Been trying to do that stuff is trying to eat healthy, but it tastes like crap. And that's what the Rogue is. It will help you. It'll taste good. Simple as that.
For sure. So let's move on to the next match.
We're going to move on to, again, on October 27th. Now, this is the match I really loved from that night. Zack Sabre Jr., David Finlay. Man, these two killed it. I think these two absolutely killed it. Like, one of the best matches I've seen in this entire tournament outside of Ishii and Ren Narita. These two just had such a great match, and I'm so it's a lot of good wrestling. Like they both had Sabre is a very wrestling heavy guy, like mat-based wrestling. Finlay fought him to that, but he also was there. The European uppercut exchanges between both them were phenomenal. Like Finlay would hit one big one, then Sabre would come back with like a couple. And again, Sabre, like I said this every time I watch him, he plays the smaller guy so well. He's not that much smaller than Finlay, but he is. If you look at their arm, you look at the arm, you look at the bulk on them. He doesn't have the depth, the size that Finlay does, and he plays it so well. Uses the kicks, goes for the submissions. Like really worked over the arm in this match. Like I thought, and there was a spot where Sabre went for his PK kick, and Finlay just catches it and just lifts him up and does a blue thunder bomb.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. It was like great reversal of the PK. I was very excited about that.
I have to agree, like that, especially at the beginning of the match, I felt that it was a really, really kind of great bout back and forth where Finlay especially was wrestling Zack Sabre Jr.'s style. There was a ton of reversals, ton of submission attempts, tons of lockups. I was really liking how it was looking. I really felt that Finlay was wrestling very, very smart throughout this entire match against Zack, because he quite frankly knew what he was up against. Zack Sabre Jr., though, very, very, very smart wrestler in his own right, in that he targeted that surgically repaired shoulder of David Finlay from start to finish. He knew that was a weak point, and he did a lot of really cool work on that thing, just grabbing it randomly out of nowhere. There was one point, I think Finlay just went for a strike. Zack Sabre Jr. was able to just catch it and then just boom, kick him right
into a handlock. He the wrestling transition ability of Zack Sabre Jr. I don't think I've ever seen someone as good ever in professional wrestling at the way he transitions. It's the way, if you could be going to kick the guy and he could have you on the ground tied up in an STF within like 3 seconds. It's that ability that he has to catch and turn it into a submission. It's just that pure wrestling ability that I absolutely love. And that's why I'm such a huge fan of this guy.
100%, yeah. Also, before we get into the finish of this, the finish going in where the two of them, again, almost like at the beginning of the match, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Was I mistaken in this, Andre? Because, again, you're better with the move names than I am. Did Finlay almost get a pin on Zack Sabre Jr. with his own pin? Like with his own signature pin?
With the Euro clutch? Yeah.
Yeah.
He got the Euro clutch, but only got a 2. And then right after that, Finlay ended up getting a schoolboy, then did the flip over to like be bridging, like holding it down, and got the win. So like it was a different win for Sabre from when his usual Euro clutch pin. And the fact that he almost lost to the Euro clutch is very like, oh wow. The fact I will say this, I again, Zack Sabre Jr. is probably my second favorite pro wrestler going after Will Ospreay. But I wanted to see Finlay move on. Like I really my predicted final for this tournament was David Finlay and Ren Narita. Like they were saying, like all the talk online was, this is a title for the young guys. This is a title for the not quite established guys.
Oh, okay.
They said it was a title to help, like a 15-minute match title, help build these guys up. Is what I was reading about it online.
Okay.
So I thought the two best people to be contend for that title at the end, David Finlay, Ren Narita. Now, if Sabre goes to the finals and Ren Narita goes to the finals, I'm still all about that. Don't get me wrong. I just thought, because of how they're building Finlay and how they're building Narita, I think you put those two together in the finals, either one wins, it's perfect. You know what I mean? Same with Sabre in Narita, don't get me wrong. But again, it's who will get there. That's the question. That's the real question.
100%, yeah.
So in the semifinal round now, with Sabre winning, you're going to get Evil versus Zack Sabre Jr. I love me some Zack Sabre Jr., don't get me wrong, but I have to watch him wrestle Evil, and this is where I'm like, please God, let it be.
It's a problem.
Please let it be 44 seconds again. I would love that, but legitimately, one of the photos they have up on one of the photos they have on the preview page for that match is literally Evil stomping Zack Sabre Jr. as the promo photo of the match. So I doubt we're getting another 44-second match with Sabre going over Evil. Pretty sure that one's gonna get close to the time limit, and I'm just like,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So we'll move on to the October 30th show. And it is Ren Narita taking on Toru Yano. Now, this was fun. A lot of fun, in my opinion. And like, This was the one where I think every barricade or every corner pad came off.
Correct.
I think Yano at one point ripped every
single one.
Yeah, they were all 4 corner pads were gone. It like yes.
But also at the beginning there, the uncharacteristic jump start from Narita.
Oh, dude, he attacked him during his entrance.
Like we didn't get the 10-minute intro.
I was very okay with that. When I saw I've been watching it just as the individual matches on New Japan World. I haven't been watching through the whole. Like I'm watching these world title in their individuals, and when I saw the timelines, I'm like, holy crap, this is going to be a short match because I know how long Yano's entrance is. I'm like, shit. Narita's out in the ring, and he's done within like a minute for his entrance.
We should have known that was going to happen. As soon as he got into the ring, he had the ref check him right away. Yeah, he went up to the ref.
Right on Yano, and I really enjoyed the different. Not having to sit through Yano's regular crap. Like I skip it most of the time. Like unless Chris Charlton's there, I skip it because then Chris Charlton like says stuff that the ring announcer is saying because I don't understand them. So unless Chris Charlton's there, I just skip Yano entrances. Like I'll listen to Chris Charlton because he translates the stuff that the announcer is saying. But God, I was happy to see this. And again, this is another match where Yano really came out to like, yes, he pulled the turnbuckles off and was pulling his usual crap, but he actually like got down and wrestled, hitting his belly to bellies and doing like he was really working in a match. He hit Narita had a arm triangle choke on, and Yano stood up and powerbombed his ass to break it. Like that's really where you're seeing. I love to see like that's where I don't get mad at Yano for the cheating as much because he cheats in a fun way, but it doesn't do it constantly. It's not and he has great wrestling ability when he needs to. That's the best. That's the thing about Yano where I don't get mad at it. It's. Go ahead.
No, I would almost say that Violent Yano was almost coming out here. The Yano that we saw come out again when he was facing Chase Owens for the KOPW Championship there, where he dyed his hair blonde and was, going to take a pair of scissors to Chase Owens' face there.
Yeah, very much so.
Very much a Yano that I enjoy. I would like to see him a little bit more. But I definitely felt that it was almost a little bit of Yano. I have to agree. Kind of almost going back into that wrestler kind of Manuel book from the beginning of his Young Lion days to kind of be like, oh, okay, this is what I need to contend with this little guy. Though I have to say, I am very happy with how this match did end, with Narita having that, what was it, arm triangle?
He had the triangle choke on, but that's where Yano power bombed out of it. And then Narita came running off the ropes. And if you've ever seen Cameron Grimes work, he does where he jumps up and he comes down with both feet into the chest for what a lot of people call he calls a cave, and it's also known as a mushroom stomp. Where Narita did a variation, but he came up and came down with one knee on the chest and pinned Yano off that. I literally called it the running mushroom knee stomp. I didn't know what to call it because again I was
called the Super Mario.
Well, I was watching it with Japanese commentary too, so I didn't. The English commentary isn't out yet, and I absolutely was like, wow, I really like this move. I'm like, dang. So this kid's he's got the submissions for days. He's got that beautiful bridging belly to belly that he had, the Narita special. And now he's got this knee stomp thing, like this special stomp, but with his knees. I'm like, he's evolving in his style. Like I'm blown away by Narita every time I see him.
100%.
This is twice now on this show that I'm saying I am blown away. Simple as
Narita for champ.
I honestly, if they give him this title, I think that's the smartest move they can make because if you're going to create a title for the young guys to help build them up, he is the perfect person to carry this title on its first run, especially with who's left in this tournament. I really think it's him. And so the final match we're going to talk about in the quarterfinals, I guess. I thought last time was the quarterfinals, but I was wrong. It's the opening round. The final match in the quarterfinal bracket is Sonata taking on Kenta in an interesting match. A slow match, let's just say that.
It was certainly uncharacteristic for both of these guys. Certainly seemed to annoy Sonata a lot more.
Not uncharacteristic for Kenta, because this is the shit he pulls in a lot of matches.
It is, but it took Sonata a lot longer than most people do to kind of get it under control. Although when he did get it under control, he brought it under control in a very amusing way, I felt. Kenta looked a little ridiculous with his headband, though.
I love the headband.
He looked like a mushroom at one point.
I thought it looked good. I thought it was a good look. Kept the hair out of his eyes. It was good for him. Like nothing wrong with that. He
evolves his look more than a K-pop band member, I'm telling you.
So there was a few minutes of Kenta just rolling out, and Sonata would come out, and Kenta would roll in, and then Sonata would come in, and Kenta would roll. It went on for a few minutes. And then Sonata finally caught him, brought him back in the ring, put him in the Paradise Lock. What I was expecting was for Sonata to put him in the Paradise Lock and just leave him and wander. He hooked him in. He put him in it. Walked to the corner, ran back and drop kicked and drop kicked him to open it up. I was very surprised because, especially how the first few minutes had gone in the pace they were doing, I really thought it was going to be another 30 seconds to a minute of Kenta struggling in the Paradise Lock. To how they were building it, that's what I really expected.
And that's usually what they do with Sonata too. He likes to have the crowd get hyped up while the person is in it. He'll walk around the ring. He'll demand the crowd start clapping and cheering for him. And this was not something that he did for this Paradise Lock, which I also thought was pretty suspicious.
Yeah. And again, to the point where I was complaining earlier, Kenta's cheating. Like, he pulls the turnbuckles, the rake to the eyes, things like that. But the one thing I can say positive to him, he doesn't have a toga. That's the big positive. He doesn't have a toga. He doesn't have a show. He doesn't have a Yujiro to be out there interfering for him. And I think that's the biggest saving grace and why I don't hate the cheating with Kenta quite as much as Evil and Sho and Yujiro. I don't hate it quite. I still don't like the amount that he does, but it doesn't bother me as much. And there were like some great spots from Sonata. Like, he did a barricade assisted magic killer on the outside. I absolutely love that. and then both men, they're like, Kenta ended up getting a chair at one point and comes in, and Sonata just drop kicks it in his face with the ref not looking. I thought the ref was down at that point. I thought, again, using the cheating, but taking it in a different direction of, it backfired on Kenta. I like that, because with Evil, the cheating doesn't backfire. He just keeps dominating with his cheating. Where Kenta, he got his comeuppance from it. Sonata caught him with the drop kick of the chair. Things like that, which I do really, really like in that fact that he uses the cheating, but he uses it they use it in a smart way with Kenta. Most of it.
I do have to say the only other two notes that I have about this match are when Sonata goes up to do his moonsaults in the corner, which is, stop doing the second one. They always get the knees up for the second one. Stop doing it. Stop.
Well, no, just keep them on their front and they can't get their knees up.
Yeah.
Because he did a moonsault
don't
to
do the
back.
Second one. Just do something else.
He did them because he had him in the cold skull, then went and did the moonsault to the back, and then flipped him over. And when he did for the moonsault to the front of Kenta, that's when Kenta pulled his knees up.
And it's everyone does that. They always get their knees up. Reevaluate. You're not doing it properly.
Just one moonsault.
But the other note that I have is Kenta's palm strikes are deadly. Those things look like they just make your soul exit your body, and the second one shocks it back into you.
Yeah, they're brutal.
He was knocking Sonata silly with those.
Yeah, his striking game is crazy. Like, it looks so good. Yeah, I absolutely thought it was phenomenal.
Yes.
But the end of it did come. Sonata reverses to GTS. They roll around for a pin, but neither one gets a 3 because there's just a bunch of them rolling for like a 30 seconds to a minute somewhere. Yeah. And Kenta did get sent into the buckle. For Sonata ended up with getting the bridging O'Connor roll and got the 3. Again, the Sonata special. If it's not ending with the cold skull and then the moonsault, it's ending with the O'Connor roll. And I like the O'Connor roll. Again, it's the Euro. It's the same thing as the Euro clutch. It's the same. It technically is the same thing. So
still impressive.
Yeah. But each person has a different name for it. But yeah, I very much enjoyed this match. Like, I really did. When they were working in the ring, it's just the very slow start. I really it was just like, come on, guys. But yeah, so I'm gonna bring up the bracketing here. So you have Zack Sabre Jr. and Evil on November 5th. Take it in the semifinal match. Then you have Sonata and Ren Narita in the other semifinal match on November 5th. The winners will face off at Wrestle Kingdom. On January 4th to crown the first ever New Japan World Champion, as I like to call it. It says New Japan World on there. So, and speaking of the November Shift Show, we're going to go over the card quickly here because we do have an IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match. The phenomenal team of the United Empires, TJP and Francesco Akira. Crowns up, baby. Crowns up. Taking on Bushi and that random dude, Titan. I don't know who he is.
Titan.
Yeah, that Titan guy. Yeah, you know. Titan. That random Titan guy, you know.
Titan is the only guy who has more unique masks than Bushi. Gotta say.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I've seen a couple of his masks. They're like, wow, Bushi's not the crazy mask anymore.
This is a match that's going to be a high flying match. You guys are going to want that high speed.
I'm looking forward to seeing their finish, the leaning tower. I just want them to hit that leaning tower on Teton and send him back to CMLL.
Let's be honest, it'll be Bushi.
I just hope it's Teton. And that's going to kick off the show. Second match of the evening will be an 8-man tag. Hiroshi Tanahashi, Toru Yano, David Finlay, and Alex Zane, who has been a true highlight in New Japan Pro Wrestling lately. I really enjoyed seeing Alex Zane being kept here and kept on regularly. And they're taking on the team of Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis, Aaron Henry, and Getting Great.
Look at the faces on all of the United Empire. There is not a smile to be seen. This is how serious these guys are.
But at least Davis, Fletcher, and Henare look tough, and Gideon just looks like he's got to take a shit.
I don't know who's the one with the hood there. Is that Davis?
That's Fletcher.
He looks a little constipated. It doesn't look
but literally,
he looks like he's hurtling.
Gideon looks like he's about to shit himself. That's literally the thing.
Yeah, he looks like the poop is underneath his nose and he smells it.
Oh, so it's already exited him in it. Okay.
That'll be a fun one, though.
Match number 3 of the evening is the biggest disappointment to me on this entire card because we were supposed to get the Hickey Man Hikuleo taking on Carl Anderson for the Never Openweight title. But with Carl Anderson appearing wrestling on the Saudi Arabia card for WWE Crown Jewel the same day, there's no way he can hit both because it's a 15-hour flight in between the two countries. There's no way he can hit both. And they were saying they were going to strip him, but they decided not to strip him, and they just canceled the bout. And Hikuleo requested to face Yujiro for some weird-ass reason, and I'm disappointed by it.
I mean, I'm very disappointed all around here. I mean, clearly there was a choice made to make more money somewhere else than the place that you were given the opportunity to. And that's fine. You want to prioritize that other company over your title. That's what it is. I have to agree, though, this is a disappointment because I don't want to see either of these guys wrestle, let alone wrestle together. However, the shining light and the silver lining is that this Band-Aid gets ripped off in one match. So cannot complain about that.
We're gonna get to see Hikuleo shine at Wrestle Kingdom where he beats Carl Anderson for title there. We get to see him celebrate on the biggest stage. Aren't you excited to see that?
If it happens before Okan, no, I will not be happy about that. I will say though, Hickey man, get on your gear, start matching your brother. It'll make you look a lot more attractive.
His brother more than it did before. Let's just say that. So we're gonna move on, and it is the NJPW World Championship, or the NJPW or the IWGP Television Championship, whatever you want to call it. Ren Narita and Sonata in the fourth match of the evening. This is going to be bonkers good, in my opinion. It's going to be just phenomenal.
I agree, because both of these guys, Sonata doesn't always bring it out, but he does have some submission history with him, and in legendary bouts that he's had with Zack Sabre Jr. Like, these two are going to have a good match for sure.
I'm just looking forward to the striking side of it all. Like, Sonata has strikes, and Narita has strikes. I cannot wait to see them exchange, man. I'm excited.
Well, and also look at the lineage of these two men here. You have Ren Narita, who's been training a lot with Katsuyori Shibata, but then you also have Sonata, who was trained under Great Muta. Both hugely popular strikers, both very, very hugely popular names. This is almost like a battle of the trainers also in this match. I'm very interested to see who comes out on top.
It's a generational change in both their styles and in both these men too. They are from two different generations of professional wrestling. And then you have the other half of the semifinals for the NJPW NJPW World Championship, or the IWGP television title. Zack Sabre Jr. taking on Evil. I love watching anything Zack Sabre Jr. does. He made me very happy on my birthday with a 44-second pin of Evil in the G1 Climax. But I'm going to have to actually watch them wrestle. Probably, again, no longer than 50 minutes, thank Christ. But they're going to wrestle. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a match, because Evil's not going to let himself get rolled up, get attacked partway down the ramp, or on the ramp, and then, it's not going to happen this time. So I don't know what to think about this match.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm not particularly excited about this match. I'm actually more excited for Hikuleo and Yujiro than I am for this match.
Oh no,
that House of Torture.
I want this one over that. 100%.
Yeah, we know House of Torture is going to be. We know that House of Torture is going to make a bigger statement in this match than they are in the Hikuleo match, because there isn't anything on the line there. It's just a clout thing. If anything, it would be to just embarrass Hikuleo going into the match with Carl Anderson. But this is for a title. This would be considered priority to the team mentality over an individual match. Not to say they won't be present for the Hikuleo match.
I think you're going to get Togo out there no matter what. But I think there's a chance you actually end up seeing Show out there too, which just makes me.
He'll probably be in the back turning the lights off.
And I really hope that Sabre is smart enough to bring Taichi with him. I really hope so.
I think that it would be smart to have one of them at ringside on commentary, not necessarily to show, but to be there. Yeah.
So to the Draw the Straw tag match. So this nobody knows who the partner is. They will be drawing straws on the night to decide who's tagging with who. It's Master Wato, El Desperado, Hiromu Takahashi, and Taiji, the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, Taiji Ishimori. The four of these men will face off Wrestle Kingdom, but they're having a tag match here on the Number of Resist show. Mystery tag. Who's with who? We don't know.
I personally think it would be absolutely hilarious to have Wato and Hiromu versus Ishimori and Desperado, just because we know that there is definitely animosity between Ishimori and Desperado, but that the animosity
Desperado and Hiromu, because those two
Desperado and anybody.
For a long time.
But I feel like the hilarity between Wato and Hiromu would actually make for a hilarious tag team.
I think,
and would actually help make the match, something special there. But what do you think about that?
I could honestly see it being Taiji Ishimori and now Desperado taking on Hiromu and Master Wato. I think that we don't know what the pairing is going to be, but that to me would be the most effective pairing of all these guys.
I think it would also get the most hilarious reactions out of each individual as they're picking partners, because let's say Hiromu draws the Watto straw, how hilarious is Hiromu going to react to be like, yeah, I got Masa Watto, or even Ishimori if he doesn't want to team with Hiromu or something.
I feeling there'll be 4 straws with like 2 colors. There'll be blue, 2 colors colored red, and each one all at the same time, and then whoever's got the same colors teams up. But if somebody tries to trade somebody else, that's going to be funny.
That will be hilarious.
So we're going to move on to another feature tag match of the night. It is Okada and Tangaloa taking on Jay White and Kenta. I think just, again, this is...
Tonga?
Didn't I say? Oh, I said Tangaloa. I am
Tangaloa is still out on knee injury right now.
I don't have notes for this in front of me. That's what's screwing me up.
It's because he cut his hair. He looks just like his brother now.
Yeah, they have very similar look. But yeah, again, a feature tag just to, again, it's to build towards Okada and Jay White at Wrestle Kingdom. Maybe they're going to build something for Tama and Kenta. That would be cool. I would enjoy a singles match between the two of them. Maybe on the final night of the tag league, you see those two face off. I don't know, but will we see Tama Tonga in the tag league with Jado? That's the question, because his regular tag team partner is out. Or does he take his brother, Hikuleo, into the tag league? Those are big questions. We're not going to find out until after the November 5th show, because they will announce who are the tag teams. And on the next show, where we'll be talking about the November 5th show, if the tag teams are out, but at the end of the show, we will go over which tag teams are in the tournament and which ones are in which block, if they are doing dual blocks, or if they're doing one giant block.
And who knows, we might see a surprise return on the November 5th show from said missing brother. You never know. You want to stay tuned to find out.
He's literally getting surgery right now on his ACL, so he's not going to be back.
Andre, we wanted to create some excitement.
I literally said this on an episode or two ago that he is getting surgery. So
no, well, he looked to be walking pretty good this past weekend in Italy. So who knows?
There you go. And so your semi-main event of the evening for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. It is the champions, FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler, taking on the United Empires, Jeff Cobb and the Great O'Khan. Rematch from the Forbidden Door show, which also involved Trent Beretta and was it Rocky Romero? I think so. The Dude Buster, or whatever the hell they were, or whoever the hell they were, tagged with them. But again, a rematch for the titles that Cobb and O'Khan lost. Cobb and O'Khan lost the titles to FTR back in June, and they haven't had an opportunity to get them back. So this is finally their opportunity to get the tag team titles back. Again, I'm honestly a big Empire fan, but I'm good either way this match goes, because I really love both teams, and because I also really want to see FTR at Wrestle Kingdom.
I mean, even if they did lose this match, though, that's not to say that isn't off of the table. I mean, they are one of the most highly reputable teams in professional wrestling right now. I don't think they'd ever be out of the title picture, even if they did happen to lose the titles. That being said, though, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was Trent and Chucky, wasn't it, who were fighting? Because I don't think Rocky is quite, but either way, O'Khan and Cobb, I don't think were in the decision of that match.
Yeah, but again, it came down to that FTR took the titles from Cobb and O'Khan.
Correct. They were the champions going into it, but they weren't the ones to lose it.
And this is the
true match that should have happened, right?
This is the big rematch, and I'm very, very much looking forward to it. But the main event of the evening was technically set up at Royal Quest, but we didn't know until like 3 weeks later, and when it was already aired on Declaration of Power, and when they were already setting it up, and we hadn't even seen Royal Quest yet. But it is Tetsuya Naito taking on the IWGP United States champion from Great Britain, Will Ospreay. my favorite wrestler in the world. Shout out to Ospreay right here from his Ospreay and Eagle shirt. But yeah, I am super excited for this. I think this is gonna be a great main event. My personal want and opinion, Ospreay retains, because I still truly think he's going to defend the title against Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom.
See, and I'm on the opposite fence here. I mean, I'm a huge Will Ospreay fan, huge United Empire fan, But my number one in NJPW is Tetsuya Naito. And with him getting to the point of his career, I'm feeling like he's almost getting to that Tanahashi level where he's starting to collect the championships one last time before he kind of bows away. And that horrifies me. So that being said, this is a title that Naito has not won yet. And I would like to see him add it to the list of titles that he has before he retires. So we're opposited on this. We're going to see maybe a friendly wager here.
Well, we'll come back to this in a few days' time when we actually review this next Wednesday. So
that's
there will
true.
be a review for the November 5th show coming out on November 9th. So you can check that out right here on Andre Melball Wrestle Talk or on Backbreaker Video, which is which we want to go to the shout outs for our good friends at Backbreaker Video. Mike, thank you for simulcasting everything. He puts everything up on his pages that we released a few days prior. Thank you so much, Mike, for all your support. You can check him out on Backbreaker Video on YouTube, or you can check him out on Twitch at Mike the Ref. And then Mel, if you want to do the point for OLE, because they're above your head. I want to thank a big shout out to OLE. We are partnered with them to do all of our live streams going forward on their Twitch. Is our local establishment, and you can check them out on Instagram at OLE Podcasts. So thank you both very much, and I want to give a big shout out to Rogue Energy for sponsoring this show. Check out the link below, or you can scan the QR code, and you can use my words suck. You can use the promo code OLE Pods to get 10% off your order. And
yeah, and if you guys are wanting to watch New Japan Pro, we will leave a link in the description box below. You go to www.njpw-world.com. It's 920 yen or $10, depending on where you are. For me, it's $10. It's totally worth it. You get
probably
access
cheaper
to all
in the
of the
States because everything's more expensive.
Yeah. And also, just so you guys are aware, a lot of these TV title matches are actually going to be provided to you for free on the same site. So again, the link is provided for you down below.
You do not need to sign up, which is the best part. You
do not need to sign up. You can just go and watch.
Yeah, it's great. Just look for the free content section and all these titles, and every match going forward that is involved for this title, whether it's a contenders match, whether it's for the title, will be free on New Japan World.
And who does not like free? Am I right, Andre?
I already pay for it, but I still love it.
So do I, but I happily do it, and you guys can get access to it for free. That being said, you can find this Melball on Twitter at Collins Melball, and you can find this Melball also on Instagram at Melball Collins. We also have a Facebook fan page, Andre and Melball's Wrestling Talk. You can go check that out. It'll be linked in the description box below. And Andre, where can we find you on Twitter and Instagram?
On Twitter, you can find me at That Canada Guy, and on Instagram at That Canada Dude. Again, we did have a Twitch, but it will be shutting down because we are going forward. Everything for our Twitch will be part of our local establishment Twitch channel.
Ole!
Ole.
And that being said, everyone, it looks like we've come to the end of this episode. I'm your Melball. That is your Andre. We'll see you next time. Adios.